WWRR, Scranton, Wilkes-Barre, WMMZ, Berwick, Bloomsburg, Hazleton, WYCK, Plains.
Powered by Mohegan Sun Pocono.
It's the New River, 105 and 103.5.
This is Music on the Menu on the River.
Timothy, where on earth did you go?
Featuring Northeast PA's best artists.
Maybe, never mind. She can move me like the stereo, like a song on the radio. She's an angel in the morning, yeah, that's right.
And now, here's your host, Alan K. Stout.
So I got that going for me, which is nice.
All right, everybody. Happy Sunday night. Welcome to Music on the Menu on the River. Alan K. Stout, you as I always am. Sunday nights, 9 to 10, playing you regional artists doing your own original material from right here in Northeast PA. Hanging out with DC Taylor. DC, how are you, my friend?
Good, Alan. How you doing?
I'm doing just fine. You know, I didn't even realize it when we were on last Sunday, because I only saw 2 movies in 2018.
That's two more than I saw.
Yeah. I saw Creed 2, the Iraqi thing, and Bohemian Rhapsody.
Right.
So they were the only 2 movies I went to see, and so, I didn't really have a lot of interest in the Oscars, which were on last week during our show.
Yeah.
And so, I knew Bohemian Rhapsody wasn't going to win Best Picture, but I thought that the actor might win Best Actor, which he did.
Yeah.
Not knowing anything about the other movies, I just knew that it wasn't artsy enough for a Best Picture. Mm-hmm. Great movie, blockbuster smash, great story. It won the award you expected to win. Some Best Actor and some music and stuff.
Right.
But my point is, I was thinking about it. Well, we could have talked a little bit about movies last week during the Oscars. What is your favorite rock movie of all time? If we were giving out awards tonight, our own Oscars, but keeping it just towards music, I mean, I'll jilt your memory a little bit, because I used to go to the midnight movies all the time when I was in high school.
Yeah.
Which is insane when you think about it. You're 15 years old and your parents are letting you stay out the movies till 2 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
And they'll drop you off at the theater and pick you up at 2. I mean, parents are pretty cool, actually, but, that's not happening these days. But anyway, Tommy from The Who, Quadrophenia from The Who, Led Zeppelin, the song remains the same. AC/DC had a midnight movie I used to go see sometimes. The Who, the Rolling Stones had one documentary of their 1981 tour. I saw Let It Be, the Beatles, which is almost hard to find now because they pulled it off the market and everything. The Beatles are so grumpy in it.
Right.
It's coming out again, actually. But I mean, these are some of the ones that I used to go see all the time. The Wall, Pink Floyd.
Yeah, I think Song Remains the Same. I think that's like the one I think I may have seen that 25, 30 years ago, maybe.
And that's an interesting one because, it's Led Zeppelin at the height of their career playing at Madison Square Garden in New York, and the stage looks like it's like in a bar.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember I went to see it in the 80s when I was old enough to go to these midnight movies, and this is going to be great. And it was great because the songs are great and Led Zeppelin's great, but wow, you're like, stage shows really didn't change until, I guess, the late 70s.
Right.
With Kiss and Queen and people like really doing the bigger production.
Yeah, now everybody's got the giant production. 15 tractor trailers, 20 tractor trailers just to move everything.
Yeah. So it's kind of cool to see the song remains the same. Yeah, that was a good one. I guess the one that I used to go see the most was Tommy.
Yeah.
From The Who. It was a crazy story, twisted, kind of dark, very dark, but so anyway, that's a rock and roll movies conversation. In honor of being a week late on the Oscars. Let's kick off this show with Empire in Decline. They will be with us this Wednesday night at Breakers as part of Music on the Menu Live. This one's called The Open Road.
getting drunk and late. She's a bad girl, just a typical girl. Tell us all your sex parades. 'Cause all I want is a sophisticated animal to realize the kind of loving from the physical. She washes herself when I'm standing in the room and goes, I think about you all the time. Yeah, I think about you, but baby it's true. I think about you all the time. So tell me, are you a sophisticated animal to light your body like a sexual dynamo? She washes herself when you're standing still. I think about you all the time. Yeah, I think about you, but baby it's true. I think about you all the time. Yeah, all the time, all the time now, all the time, all the time, all the time now, all the time, all the time, all the time now, all the time, all the time, all the time. I think about you all the time. Yeah, I think about you, but baby it's true. I think about you all the time. Yeah, I think about you, baby.
Silent Treatment here on Music on the Menu on the River with a song called All the Time. And before that, Empire in Decline with a song called The Open Road. Want to give a quick shout out now to the String Fling, which is happening at the Scranton Cultural Center on March 15th. So beware the Ides of March, which Shakespeare once wrote. Well, you don't have to beware this. It's going to be a fun night of bluegrass music. And the Dave Brown and the Dishonest Fiddlers will be headlining tonight with a bunch of other great acts. And I have been asked to be the host that night and MC the event.
Oh, nice.
So I was very flattered to be asked. Obviously, I've actually, DC, hosted events or MC'd or introduced bands, whatever you want to call it, almost everywhere. The Kirby Center, the Arena, I did something once.
Yeah.
Bud Light Amphitheater, Montage Mountain.
Yeah.
We did something up there on the main stage one year, but I've never been involved with anything at the Cultural Center in Scranton. So
you're a go-to. You're the go-to guy.
Well, it's going to be a great night of music. Obviously, we know Dave Brown and the Dishonest Fiddlers very well. They just did Music on the Menu live with us a couple months ago, and we play them on the show here all the time. So it'll be a lot of fun, and that is on the 15th of March, coming right up at the Scranton Cultural Center. I'll post some info about it up on the Music on the Menu page on Facebook if you're interested in checking it out. I'm going to premiere a brand new song for you now by Shannon Marsyada. If the song sounds familiar to you, it's because she played it when she did Music on the Menu live a few months ago. She played it on stage. She sang it herself. This time she's recorded the song, which she wrote, with a musician from Nashville named Matt Dame. And this song is about veterans and keeping them in your thoughts as they are serving us abroad. So we'll probably play this one again Memorial Day, like we have a couple of songs that we always play. But I wanted to get it on for you tonight. It's called Worth Their Fight.
Dark smoke rises just beyond the sand rubble cityscape. Someone's father, brother, son is fighting, even though he doesn't know if he'll ever make it home again today. Here's me sipping coffee, rushing out the door into a sun that's shining. Another day goes by, ignored. Stuck in traffic again, no stations clear. On the way to a mundane job, complaining a little more. Can't help but think about those people out there living all their lives so that you and me can sleep in peace at the end of every night. Thank you to all those men and women who for every challenge rise. I'll do my best to try and live this life worth their fight. They've all got families, missing them every day back home. A sacrifice I'm grateful that I don't have to know. But I think about it, never knowing what comes next. Waiting by the phone once a month, praying they'll be on the other end. Can't help but think about those people out there living all their lives so that you and me can sleep in peace at the end of every night. Thank you to all those men and women who for every challenge rise. I'll do my best to try and live this life worth their fight. Thankful to God for each and all who protect our right to pray. How we choose to pray. Folded hands across my heart. Our Father, keep those who serve our God and country safe. And I'll pray for all those people out there giving all their lives, that they'll make it home to all their families each and every night. Thank you for all those men and women who for every challenge rise. I'll do my best to try and live this life worth their fight.
Shan Marsyada with Matt Dame, a new song to the show, sort of. Like I said before, she was not on the show, but she did perform it live at Breakers a couple months back, but that's a recorded version, a song called Worth Their Fight. We're going to take a quick break now. We'll be back in a flash with some more music, so stick around.
The Woodlands is celebrating 50 years. Do you believe it? 50 years. For 2 generations of the Kornfeld family, there's a pretty good chance that you or someone you know slept in one of their beds. Over those 50 years, most of you came out and partied with them on the deck for 5 Day, or inside the 25th Hour, or Evolution nightclubs. For 5 decades, how many of you have dined in their legendary Left Bank Bistro or Time Restaurant? And in half of a century, thousands of you celebrated your first dance in the Grand Ballroom. For 50 years, the Woodlands has been reinventing itself, and they're not done yet. Now, they're proud to introduce the area's newest outdoor wedding venue, the Bridal Gardens, and the creation of their Streamside Apartments. The Woodlands wants to thank all of you who got them there and invite you to swing by for sushi, grab some pizza, listen to some live music, or just stop in for a cocktail. They're not slowing down. They promise. They're just getting started. Check them out at thewoodlandsresort.com.
All right, we're back here on Music on the Menu on the River. You know, DC, before we went into commercial there with our good friends from the Woodlands, celebrating 50 years this year, I said, we'll be back in a flash, so stick around. And it reminded me of, do you remember, I guess it must have been maybe in the old reruns from Batman in the 60s or 70s, they would say, don't touch that dial.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with that?
Oh, yeah.
You know, it just recently occurred to me that expression was actually used before people even had remote control.
Yeah.
So think how much anxiety of a person do you have or how antsy do you have to be if back in the 60s you're watching a show and they go to commercial and you're going to get up off your chair,
Right.
walk across the room and change the channel for 4 minutes or 3. And then, like, you know, wow. I mean, now I can understand. Everybody's got the thing in their hand and you flip it.
Got a remote. Yeah, I'm on the quick trigger with that one.
Yeah, you're flipping between two. But the fact that they said, don't touch that dial 50 years ago is actually kind of funny. I mean, I don't know. I just think of weird things sometimes.
That's great. You're slightly just on the weird level that I do. You've seen some of my posts on Facebook.
Yeah. Hey, we're going to play one for you now from Bob Lewis. Bob's coming back into town. He's been in Nashville for... maybe 2 years now. Well-known musician, but he's got a show coming up in April at Carl Hall. So I don't have the date off the top of my head, but I'll give it. We'll talk about it certainly a lot more before Bob comes back for a show. But this is a great song. Got some great reviews from Rolling Stone magazine when it came out a few months back. It's called All My Sins.
Well, I jumped off the tower 30 feet above the land, above the water. I let go of my hands and my feet till I touched the bottom of the body, yeah. Well,
just never worked. But that's alright, 'cause now we got a place to hang for the summer, yeah, uh-huh. Yeah. Well, we walk along the railways and the tracks, but can never make it the whole way before we end up slipping off the side. We got fishing poles on our backs, and our hats are on, yeah, uh-huh. Yeah. Well, I jumped off the tower 30 feet above the land, above the water. I let go of my hands and my feet till I touched the bottom of the body, yeah, uh-huh.
Cabinet here on Music on the Menu on the River with a song called The Tower, a great bluegrass band from northeastern Pennsylvania that really had some great success. You know, they wound up touring the whole East Coast and the whole United States, and you know, they got up to the level where they were playing theaters, you know, not just clubs. They had a big event up at Montage for a couple of years called the Susquehanna Breakdown, and you know, it's a terrific band. Before that, Bob Lewis with new music, a song called All My Sins. You know, I had some fun on the Music on the Menu Facebook page earlier this week. I saw a meme, and I'm not a big meme sharer,
Right.
but it was, and I know you replied to it. What was your first concert?
Oh, yeah.
And I threw it up there, and wow, I mean, so many people chimed in.
Yeah.
I don't know, I lost track. It was, you know, I don't know, 80 people or so had listed. It might be more by now. How many people? This was just within a day or two. It was up to 80, and I read them all.
Right.
So I think we're going to do things like that a little bit more on the page. Obviously, we use the page to promote the show on Sunday and the shows at Breakers, but it's great to engage with the listeners and the people as well. Your first show was. Go ahead.
Nobody's going to know this. It was
No, it was great.
A couple of rap groups. It was Chub Rock and MC Search with Cigan in 1992.
And how old were you?
I just turned 18.
Okay,
Yeah.
and that was in Philly.
And that, it was it was
Outside.
being promoted by the Philly radio stations, but the concert was down in the University of Delaware, so we had to drive an hour down into Delaware.
Oh, okay.
For whatever reason. But it was a rap show. What did I say? I said we were front row in front of the 20-foot tall subwoofers.
Oh my gosh.
Just boom, boom, boom.
And that was probably, I'm thinking back to the early 90s. That was when hip hop music was really just trying to figure out how to tour.
Yeah.
Because, obviously the music is very much a studio creation.
Right.
With sounds, and they don't have bands.
Yeah.
And so I saw some of those tours in the early 2000s, late 90s. They were trying to figure out how to. Now, of course, they do.
Yeah.
I mean, they're in arenas all the time, just like rock concerts. My first show was in Philadelphia. Yeah. It was The Who on their farewell tour in 1982. And a couple of years later, they changed their mind, which a lot of bands do. And I'm glad they did, because I got to see them a couple more times. Yeah. But the one that's interesting about it, not too many people are surprised you saw The Who, but I saw The Clash.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of a band that was this flash in the pan, important, innovative band, and they didn't really tour the United States that many times. And
right.
So to have seen The Clash, and it was right around the time Rock the Casbah was out. That's probably how they got the Who tour. Yeah. Oh, I could see Pete Townsend liking them anyway, because they were kind of edgy, miserable British attitude band, and Pete must have just loved that. I'm thinking, But yeah, so first concerts. Thank you to everybody that weighed in. I think we'll do that more once in a while. Maybe what was the number one record the day you came out, or the album the day you came out, or who's your favorite guitarist, and
just do all that stuff.
Engage with you folks, because obviously we don't get to do it on the show.
Right. Yeah.
On Facebook, it is a lot of fun, and I enjoy reading everybody's reply.
I was a hip hop guy just for a few years in the 90s. Like 5 years, 1991 to 96.
Did you ever do any hip hop radio?
No, I've had dreams. I've had dreams about doing that. Where our owners here, Vince and Bob, they bought another one of these stations around here and flipped it to rap and hip hop, and now DC Taylor's going to be the first DJ on the station. And I got on, I was like, I turn off the mic. I'm like, I just gave myself a splitting headache. I'm not doing this.
It's got to be a market for it, right? I mean,
I think so. Yeah, sure. Mm-hmm.
It sells tons of records. Yeah. It's a big part of the music industry.
Yeah.
That's for sure. Yeah. Let's get back to the music here. This is Empire in Decline. Again, they'll be with us Wednesday night at Breakers with Music on the Menu Live. This one's called Something You'll Never Give.
I keep it away from here. Some things that you want, some things that you know. I know I will be alright, left in places long ago. I should've known it when you asked me to change. I should've known that I'd be drifting away. I should've known that I'd be better off on my own. Just say you'll be there for me one time. Just say you believe in me one time. But it's something I'll never have, and it's something you'll never give. Always say it took a while to learn there's nothing to sway. You've got your secrets and already chosen. Maybe tomorrow another door opens. Just say you'll be there for me one time. Just say you believe in me one time.
buy me a train. I didn't have a ticket, so I talked to the man. He said, son, don't be fearful, just follow your heart. So I picked up my bag, I went back to the start. Home, my heart is at home. Home, my heart is at home. Never felt lonely when I was alone. Follow your heart till you find a home. Walking down the street, I saw an old friend. He gave me a big hug, asked where have you been? I said, sit with me, brother, and I'll tell you a tale about following your heart to the end of the trail. Home, my heart is at home. Home, my heart is at home. Never felt lonely when I was alone. Follow your heart till you find a home. Saw a young lady by the river's edge. Her eyes were weepy. She turned to me and said, I've been following a path others said for me. I said, follow your heart and set yourself free. Home, my heart is at home. Follow your heart till you find a home. Home, my heart is at home. Home, my heart is at home. Never felt lonely when I was alone. Follow your heart till you find a home. Follow till you find a home.
Joe Cigan here on Music on the Menu on the River. It's a brand new track to the show, a track called Home. That's from Joe's brand new record called Waves. Joe, of course, from northeastern Pennsylvania. Got to hang out with Joe a couple times down at Tony's Wine Cellar at the Open Mic Jam. Joe's actually an attorney as well. Bright guy, great guy. Recently relocated, I think, down towards central PA a little bit more, but still comes up and plays when he can, and still a nice part of the scene at Tony's whenever he's in town. Before that, Empire in Decline, another brand new track to the show called Something You'll Never Give. And, of course, they'll be with us Wednesday night at Breakers with Music on the Menu Live. Now, DC, you got me thinking about hip-hop before. Yeah. When we were talking about it before. I've been binging on Law & Order SUV.
SVU?
SVU, sorry.
Yeah, I always say that too when I see it in the guide. I go, SUV.
Yeah. What is this? Where'd that come from, SUV? Oh, yeah, the cars, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That's right. Where'd I pull that from? So I've been binge watching on Special Victims Unit. Maybe I should just say it out loud. Sure, that way I won't do that again.
There you go.
And I realized that I absolutely love Ice-T. He is... He's like a scene stealer.
Yeah.
I mean, they'll have this big conversation going on in the police headquarters about some crime, and Olivia and Elliot and the chief will be, and he'll just walk in, drop a couple of lines, and they're like the coolest thing.
That's it. He's good.
Yeah, he's got the attitude. Or when he gets one of the the suspects, and he roughs them up a little bit.
Right. Yeah, he's good. He's really good in that show.
Terrific.
Yeah.
Love Ice-T on Special Victims Unit. It's just one of the coolest parts of the show.
Yep.
We're going to play another new one for you here to the program tonight. We've played Billy Spanton on the show many times. Obviously, he just did a great show with us at Breakers recently. But this is one we've never played before. It's called Yesterday's Glass.
Took it all away, can't hold on to yesterday. Let your troubles fade away, leave them all behind you. Bury all that pain, cause today's another day. In the sun it shines to remind you that you really never know till you travel down that road. What isn't what's about to be, yeah. All you can see is the top of that horizon. You can't see what's on the other side. You can't drink today from yesterday's glass. You can't bottle your time, yeah. You can't see today till yesterday's past. In the sun it shines. Yesterday's not as foggy as it seemed. All you had was a heart of gold and a pocket full of dreams. And in the end, my friend, I hope we meet again. We'll raise a glass to harmony, yeah. Cause the world is changing, it's changing every day. Tough to make an honest living, bringing home my hard-earned pay. And love is lost and love is found every second, every day, yeah. You can't drink today from yesterday's glass. You can't bottle your time, yeah. You can't see today till yesterday's past. In the sun it shines, yeah. Shine down on me. Shine on.
It's late at night and you can't sleep. You start to burn and you start to steam. You start to scratch, you start to itch, you start to dirt, and you start to twitch. You better take a chill pill, 'cause your life is filled with too much stress. You're ready for a timeout. Let yourself decompress. Got a new job and you don't pay. Your girlfriend left you yesterday. Stress. Get rid of her once and play your fire. Day your pants and your car won't start. You better take a chill pill, 'cause your life is filled with too much stress. You ready for a timeout? Let yourself decompress. Life gets tougher every day. You're late for work, there's bills to pay. You should have been a movie star, own a big house, a fancy car. Stress! 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 You better take a chill pill, 'cause your life is filled with too much stress. You ready for a timeout? Let yourself decompress. Life gets tougher every day. You're late for work, there's bills to pay. You should have been a movie star, own a big house, a fancy car. You're trying to make it your whole life, but tough breaks how you like a knife. Stress. You climb and climb and climb some more, but always wind up on the floor. Stress. You better take a chill pill, 'cause your life is filled with too much stress. You ready for a timeout? Let yourself decompress. You better take a chill pill, 'cause your life is filled with too much stress. You ready for a timeout? Let yourself decompress.
Schypaybo here on Music on the Menu on the River with a song called Stressed. And that's a song that Schypay actually recorded, I think he said 25 years ago. It goes back to the 90s, but he's been putting out so much new music lately. But that's one that he recently went back and tweaked and remixed. And, he sent it to me and said, I remember writing a story about Schypay for the Music on the Menu and the Times Leader. He actually put a picture of that column up on Facebook or texted it to me. I know I recently saw it somewhere from, I think it was 97, something like that. So, if you listen, like I said all the time, Schypay rips on those guitars, man. I mean, he just loves to wail. And so it's always cool to hear some stuff from him. Before that, brand new music from Billy Spanton, a song called Yestedaze. And a meaningful song if you listen to the words. It's a great song from Billy. We're going to take a quick break now. When we come back, we'll have some more new music from Adam Nulton, so stick around.
The Woodlands is celebrating 50 years. Do you believe it? 50 years. For 2 generations of the Kornfeld family, there's a pretty good chance that you or someone you know slept in one of their beds. Over those 50 years, most of you came out and partied with them on the deck for 5 Day, or inside the 25th Hour, or Evolution nightclubs. For 5 decades, how many of you have dined in their legendary Left Bank Bistro or Time Restaurant? And in half of a century, thousands of you celebrated your first dance in the Grand Ballroom. For 50 years, the Woodlands has been reinventing itself, and they're not done yet. Now, they're proud to introduce the area's newest outdoor wedding venue, the Bridal Gardens, and the creation of their Streamside Apartments. The Woodlands wants to thank all of you who got them there and invite you to swing by for sushi, grab some pizza, listen to some live music, or just stop in for a cocktail. They're not slowing down. They promise. They're just getting started. Check them out at thewoodlandsresort.com.
All right, we're back here on Music on the Menu on the River. We've been playing a lot of new stuff from Adam Nulton. He's been sending us good songs now for a year, and the record finally dropped a couple of weeks back, the entire record, Jokers and Thieves. This is one we premiered, I think, 2 weeks ago. So good, I thought we'd play it for you again right away. It's called Rosey Jack.
Who is that? That's Rosey Jack.
Town before high noon, a dust trail follows behind. Strolled into the silver spur saloon, sat down and ordered moonshine. Folks looked at him like he was crazy, never seen him before. Turned around, pulled down his shades, jaws dropped to the floor. Here's Rosey Jack, robbed a 5-mile train. In the stagecoach to travel the plains, he held up the Bandera Bank. Here's Rosey Jack, robbed a 5-mile train. In the stagecoach to travel the plains, he held up the Bandera Bank. Let's ride. Young man approached him with bloodshot eyes. I know who you are. You once killed a man with your bare hands in the back of a boxcar. Son, I think you drink too much. Don't believe every word you hear. Those are stories told by men and women who live in fear. Here's Rosey Jack, robbed a 5-mile train. In the stagecoach to travel the plains, he held up the Bandera Bank. Here's Rosey Jack, robbed a 5-mile train. In the stagecoach to travel the plains, he held up the Bandera Bank. Let's ride. Into town with his worn out boots and torn up chaps, his Colt 45 never let him down. Here's Rosey Jack, robbed a 5-mile train. In the stagecoach to travel the plains, he held up the Bandera Bank. Here's Rosey Jack, robbed a 5-mile train. In the stagecoach to travel the plains, he held up the Bandera Bank. Let's ride.
Adam Nulton here on Music on the Menu on the River with a brand new track called Rosey Jack. Leaving now, as I always do with the Badleys, or something Badleys related, I should say. Pete Palladino has announced a show. He will be playing on March 17th, St. Patrick's Day, at the Monkshung Opera House in Jim Thorpe. I've seen the Badleys perform there. I haven't seen Pete since I saw him down at the beach about 1.5 years ago. He lives at LBI, and I swung by to see him. So that's something to look forward to if you're a Badleys fan. He's going to be playing with, it's called Pete Palladino and Friends. Dustin Douglas is going to be playing guitar, and it should be a great night of Badley's music at a beautiful venue in a beautiful town. So something to put on your calendars a couple weeks down the road. This one's called Home at Last. We'll catch you next week.
Da 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 now. Da 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 now, now, now. Da 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 now. Da 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 now, 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 now. I wanna be in the crowd when the crowd's kept waiting. I wanna be among the cold and damp and cross. When mob rule grips who you've been baiting and works its elements on your gloss. I wanna be part of your explanation, alright, of every twist and turn and loss. Maybe you'll say nice things about us. Maybe you'll dance to cover your ass. We will cut what's no longer useful when we know and made it home at last. Alright. I wanna be in the house when the house is surrounded. I wanna see your plan of contingency. When the final call to surge is sounded and all diversions fail your needs. I wanna be there when you make that phone call, yeah. Among triumphant company. Maybe you'll say nice things about us. Maybe you'll dance to cover your ass. We will cut what's no longer useful when we know we made it home at last. Alright. Know your history. Know your history. That's what she said. Know your history. Cover your ass. We will cut what's no longer useful when we know